All right.
All right. I call to order the meeting of the World Campus Student Government Association on Tuesday, June 1st, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The chair recognizes Madam Secretary, who will now proceed with the roll call of the assembly.
Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second. All right, roll call. We have President Mona Hill.
Here.
Vice President Ariel. She will not be present. Speaker of the Assembly, Denise.
Here.
And we have Treasurer Kyle Harmon.
Here.
For our committee chairs, we have Academic Affairs Chair Jennifer Gomez.
Here.
We have Governmental Affairs, Emily. We have Marketing and Communications Chair, Corinne.
Here.
We have Student Affairs Chair, Rachel.
Here.
We have Technology Chair, Carmina.
Here.
Okay, and I think that is it, correct, Mona? Amazing.
Awesome. I move for a call of the adoption of the, minutes from our last meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any? Oh, I'm sorry. The minutes will be approved as electronically distributed. Are there any agenda items that anyone would like to bring to the table? No. Okay. We'll proceed to the executive board report. Chair recognizes Madam President.
Can we start with Dr. Adams, if that's okay with everyone?
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I didn't notice that she made it on. So
No problem.
The chair recognizes Dr. Adams.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much, Mona, Madam President, for letting me skip ahead. I'll have to leave tonight's meeting at 8:30 for a prior commitment, but I did want to share my report in full, and then I look forward to other reports as submitted prior to my my early departure. But good evening, and I'm so thrilled to see the first full meeting of this assembly. I'm thrilled to serve as your advisor, and I am committed to serving you. I invite any of you to reach out to me at any point in your tenure because I am interested and committed to serving you and providing you with the support that you need and advisement that you need to do your work well. I have a number of updates that I am excited to share. So first, I'd like to start with just some COVID-19 related updates. As you all might have seen in the Penn State today, the university has began an incentive program inviting students and staff to share their vaccination status with the university. This is in an effort to encourage and promote vaccination in an effort for resident instruction students to return to campus. However, World Campus students are included in the incentive program, and beginning next week on Monday, the university will begin drawing winners for $1,000 cash prize and a signed football by Coach Franklin for any student who has uploaded their vaccination records to My UHS, and World Campus students are included in that incentive program. More details were sent out via the Penn State today. And so I encourage you, if you haven't already, to review that and review those details. And I encourage you to, one, get vaccinated, and then two, to upload your results to the My UHS portal. And all the details are there. I also wanted to share with you that the university has outlined new social distancing and masking protocols, and at least for the summer, and then they'll see kind of what happens with those in the fall. But the student government has traditionally had in-person meetings in the fall or summer at the University Park campus. So I would like for you all to consider if you would like to have some type of in-person gathering and begin to think about when that would be. Obviously, the planning and details this year will be much different because of like all of the protocols and approvals you'd have to get to do that. But I invite you to start thinking about if you desire to do something like that this summer. You all do have a budget for like travel and food and in-person expenses, obviously, which you weren't able to use for the last year and a half. So if that's something you desire to do, I would encourage you to start thinking, you know, in your upcoming meetings or exec meetings about that, when you would want it to be. And I can connect you with my admin, because she typically provides a lot of administrative support for student travel. In non-COVID-19 related updates, I do want to share an update that I have been advocating for increased resources for mental health services for World Campus students. And I'm excited to share that that conversation has advanced to a new position in World Campus Student Affairs, a new mental health advocate position. We currently have one person in a mental health or mental health case manager role. And we are looking to hire another one this summer. So we're really excited about that. And we hope to post that position soon. We're also looking to bring on a vendor solution. So in addition to having 2 mental health case managers, we are also hoping to be able to opt into a vendor solution that would allow us to provide therapeutic counseling and possibly psychiatry support to World Campus students, something that we haven't been able to do up to this point because of the licensure requirements for counseling. So for example, if you're licensed in the state of Pennsylvania, you're only allowed to practice in the state of Pennsylvania. So for our students who, you know, for what is it, like 65% of World Campus students who live outside of the Commonwealth, we haven't been able to provide those those more expansive mental health services. And we're hoping to be able to do that with a vendor solution. And it would still be like face-to-face or Zoom, and you're not face-to-face like in the office, but like Zoom counseling and even psychiatry support, but for students like all over the country, all over this country in the United States, and in select countries where those kinds of services are allowable. So we're really excited about the expansion of that and more to come. I likely will be asking for a representative from the student government to serve on a search committee for that position if it's approved, and I'm hopeful that it'll be approved in the next couple of weeks. Additionally, I did get an update from the World Campus marketing partners today about the communication that the previous assembly was planning. So there was some plans around like a high gloss postcard or print service that the prior assembly wanted to send out to all students. I don't have a PDF proof of the card yet, but I did get some language that it would go on the card, so I can just share that with you. So for example, on the front of the postcard, it would say, "Join World Campus Student Government in making your mark on the Penn State pride." And it would probably have like an image of the Nittany Lion, or the image of some World Campus students, or an image of campus landmarks, and and your logo, the World Campus Student Government logo. And then on the back, the proposed language is, "As a Penn State World Campus student, you share traditions, celebrations, and more with Nittany Lions across the globe. The World Campus Student Government Association wants to make sure you can find that information to make your Penn State experience everything you want it to be, from learning the alma mater to joining student clubs. Visit WCSGA.psu.edu to learn more." So that is the pending language. Let me see if I can download this so that I can show it to you. Kind of see looks like. Do I have permission to share my screen? No, it says it's disabled. If I can have permission to share my screen, I can show what it looks like, the copy.
Definitely let me start that now. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the setting for that to allow it. If anyone knows.
Typically, if you see, sometimes like if you see the participant's name in the participants list and you click like make a co-host,
Okay, perfect.
it should go out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is what I just read to you, but for those who prefer to sort of see it, this is the proposed copy. And if there are any edits or suggested changes for this, I'm happy to take those. I'll share them with the marketing partners. I know that they are working to get this in production and scheduled for printing. So do let me know if anyone has any edits or notes about that, and I can advance it to that team. And I'll just leave that up for now. Let's see if what other notes I have. I think I have one other note. Let me pull it up here. The only other note I wanted to share is about the Penn State Reads program. So you might have seen information about Penn State Reads in the World Campus newsletter that recently came out. The Penn State Reads program is a summer book club program where students can receive a free copy of a book that's selected either by students or staff in my office. They read the book collectively. And then we have a concluding event. This year, the concluding event is inviting the author to World Campus to talk about their book selection. So I'm really excited about that. So if you haven't already joined the book club, please do consider joining it. And I'll see if I can.
No, we stopped on the 8th one. No, oh no, that was the other one that I thought we stopped at. Oh, that's right. This is the good one. We got
Someone
it.
get unmuted.
Wait, Mom,
Stephen, your mic is on.
Okay, great. Alrighty, let's see here. Let me see if I can find the link to newsletter. Yeah, it's right here. So I'll place a link in the chat to anyone who would be interested in joining the book club. I think there is still time to join. There's also the Roadmap to Resiliency program. It actually starts tomorrow. And I think Madam President participated in Roadmap to Resiliency before, and she can share more information about it. But it's a program put on by our mental health advocate, and it's a great opportunity to just learn more about grit and resiliency and just how to stay focused and like connected to your education and honestly your wellness. So I definitely encourage you to consider participating in that as well. And again, I'll place a link to that in the chat. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Adams before she has to go?
Ma'am, I do not see a chat on my Zoom box.
I don't either. I was like looking for it, but I can send it to Sabrina and maybe she can send out to the assembly.
Sweet.
Perfect. That works.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions for Dr. Adams? All right, we will jump back then to the executive board reports. Chair recognizes Madam President.
Sweet, thank you. So I have nothing to report on the Board of Trustees as they do not meet until the beginning of fall semester. We are, or I, myself, and I think Kyle and another member of the executive board is included on the search for associate vice president and associate dean for undergraduate education. That interview is moved to June 10th, but I'll be able to report more on that after it happens. Items of high importance on my agenda or report is the creation of a website in SharePoint and getting that completed before the beginning of fall semester so we can send out a fall 2021 email, our first one, I believe, of World Campus Student Government. The first item or the first step in that course of action is Sabrina setting up a meeting with JJ Murphy, but she has been connected to the secretary and she'll be able to discuss with the assembly more on what times would work for all the committee chairs and executive board members who wish to attend that meeting with JJ. Basically, it would be a coaching session on how to create a SharePoint, manage a SharePoint, and then link that with our site, our PSU site. I want to begin drafting the email that we want to send out in the fall semester. I'll get with executive board on that more this upcoming month, and then we'll get with the committee chairs on the workshop and discuss what we want on that email. Sending at that email will hopefully resolve the retention and recruitment issues we currently have within the committees. We've heard from multiple committee chairs that we are lacking the numbers that we had last assembly because we don't have a lot of members that elected or were elected to intend to return this assembly, and we have no new incoming members or relatively no new incoming members. Next on high importance, we couldn't get it done for this public general assembly meeting, but hopefully for next one, we will have an initiatives presentation where we will discuss initiatives that remain, resolutions that occurred, and then we will assign points of contact for each initiative, whether that be an executive board member, a committee chair, or a committee member. Last on my high importance portion of my report would be we are attempting, or we are beginning to set up a initiative to address the lack of office hours or Zoom sessions offered by World Campus professors due to ADA requirements and challenges that come along with that. We are going to connect to CCSG student government on nomenclature and jargon that they use in the initiative they passed addressing the same thing for their campus or for the Commonwealth campuses. But we'll have more to report on that once we connect with them. For me, importance, Dr. Adams, Sean and I discussed setting up an ASGA conference for Third Assembly. She mentioned it in her report too, I believe. So getting the dates on that, when it's going to happen and how we can get people who want to attend in person and those who want to attend virtually. But that'll be included as well in new business and when we have more information on that in another report. We are going to survey the Third Assembly on when we believe we're going to research dates for new election processes for Fourth Assembly. So what you all believe are the best timelines for electing new executive board members and committee chairs. And then again, just keeping updated on the We Are postcard and the best physical method of delivery. The nomenclature sounds great, ma'am, but again, if any members have feedback, do you want them to report that directly to you or to Mary?
For the postcard specifically?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, they can share it directly with me. And Sabrina can share my email when she sends out my other links and updates, and you can just reply, or you can just email me. She'll put my email in the emails. She'll put my email in the note that she sends to you, and you can send me a note if you have any feedback. Yeah, and if you could get that to me by week's end, I think that that'd be ideal so that they can begin the printing. But I think we will want to delay the shipping or the sending until the website is like you desire it to be, because then it'll drive lots of people to the website. You want to make sure that it's updated.
Awesome. And I'm not entirely sure the physical method that we decided, like what contract we're going with or what material, who's going to be creating it. But I believe that Jonah she's a committee member and she is, I think, kind of heading that project. So I'll connect with her to see where we're at with what we're looking at for how it's going to be created, with what material, in regards to sustainability and that attached initiative. But that's all I have for my report. If there are no further questions, that concludes it.
Thank you, Madam President. I have nothing to report. The chair recognizes Madam Secretary.
Hey guys, good evening. The first thing on my agenda list, like Mona said, was that I want to speak to you guys about our timeshare session with JJ Murphy. He's graciously offered to give us a session to teach us all how to do SharePoint. And he said he is available between next week, either I think Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, or the week after that on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So in regards to that, I'm going to send out an email to all of the executive board members and committee chairs and committee members, probably with a survey to find what is the best time for everyone and what is the best day, whether it's afternoon, morning, night, and whether it's, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and which week it is. So I should be getting that out tonight. If you could complete that just really quickly and get that back to me, because I would love to get JJ down on the books. My next item of agenda is that I am definitely going to be speaking a lot with Corinne and Rachel about our website completion, also possibly our Instagram, and making sure all of our social media is ready for the fall and ready to send out our postcards to all the students. And the last item of agenda I had tonight, that might be it for me. So I will pass it back over to you, Denise.
Thank you. The chair recognizes Mr. Treasurer.
I have nothing to report. So.
All right. At this time, I move we proceed to our committee reports. The chair recognizes Academic Affairs Chair.
Hi, everyone. I was interested in sharing with you guys that I do have a few people interested in joining academic affairs because I have nobody in my group. I did invite one today, Leah. She's here just to give her a general overview of how things work. So what I'd like to know is, how do I go about recruiting more people, or what is the step-by-step process that if she decides she wants to join, what does she need to do to join the group, and what do I need to share with you all in order to make that happen? And that's it from me. Sorry.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Governmental Affairs Chair. I'm sorry, Emily is here, right?
No, Emily is not here tonight.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought she was. Okay. So then we are on to the chair recognizes Marketing and Communications Chair.
Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Sorry, I have like the worst connection right now, so I hope you can hear me. So there's a couple things we'll be working on. We're going to be working on a newsletter template that we plan to send out, I think, monthly, and I'll be working a lot with Rachel on that. And then Sabrina and Rachel and I and whoever else is interested, definitely getting the website up and running, hopefully before the end of summer and before the start of the fall semester. We have an Instagram up and running, but I was going to drop it in the chat, but I'll just email it to you because I can't remember the exact handle yet. I think it's like at PSU World Campus Student Government, because it's like, it was a really long name. So, but also I just got an email from President Barron is starting a carbon emissions reduction task force. And before the last assembly ended, I had told Sean that I was excited to work on that. So I just got the email yesterday that they are going forward with that. And I am the official World Campus representative for that task force. So that's pretty exciting. We'll be able to maybe, you know, get President Barron's ear a little bit on some other World Campus issues. But other than that, you know, we're super excited to move forward, getting the word out about World Campus and the student government, and hopefully getting more people involved. I also wanted to say, if there was any, you know, anytime any of the committee heads or anyone on the assembly really has an idea that they want to share on our social media, please just send me an email, and I'll make sure that gets posted. And I think we mentioned something about possibly doing something like a Hootsuite. Rachel had sent me a link of another program that basically we can time, you know, posts to go out, so we don't have to be so worried every single day, you know, making sure posts go up. So that's something that we are working on currently. And I think that's all I have.
Awesome, thank you. The chair recognizes the Student Affairs Chair.
Hey everyone, only just a couple of things. Night of Remembrance event on April 29th went very well as a virtual event. The in-person event seemed to have some hiccups. They had to reschedule during the scheduled in-person thing for rain. So I'm actually not really sure how that ended up working out, but the virtual event did go well, and there is a website to view that, and it's recorded for posterity. I'd like to advocate for next year we start planning that event earlier, so we have a bit of a smoother planning and payment situation with that. I also plan on pushing to continue this event to be virtual in future years, even after COVID considerations are no longer an issue, especially to include World Campus students, but also because of, say, for instance, the rain date. It was pretty clear that, you know, things can happen. And it's nice to have still an event that is, you know, very well planned and put together, even if something like that does happen in the future. We also discussed at the May 18th meeting regarding the website, as everybody else has mentioned, ensuring that our website is well put together, making sure we're working on marketing, having cohesive messaging throughout, and pushing more traffic to SGA participation. Let's see, I'll also be seeking updates on the Penn State Go app effort to get the website featured on the Penn State Go app. So far I have not touched base with anybody, but it is also the beginning of summer, so I'm, you know, that sounds about typical. I'm also working on touching base with previous members that have been on my committee that have not yet showed interest in returning or said they were not returning. So that's an ongoing effort. Jennifer and I are collaborating to create the legislation regarding issues with the classes, addressing inconsistencies and problems with classes regarding excessive course loads, and also the accessibility issues that Mona had, that Madam President had mentioned before. So that is an ongoing effort. And I'm also currently collecting feedback regarding any features that we may have been able to utilize during the pandemic the teachers may have used to help connect us, and to see if we can continue those after COVID accommodations are no longer a thing. So anybody that has feedback or has witnessed any of those types of things, I'm very interested in hearing your feedback, so we can put that in some legislation and send it up. Hopefully everybody will be on board with, you know, retaining some of the things that we've managed to get, such as the Zoom classes. I've had several people say that they were able to take Zoom classes on campus for things that World Campus does not typically offer. That was very nice. And because all those things were put in place, you know, best case scenario, pie in the sky scenario is we would actually be able to get some of the degree plans that and degree options that are available to on-campus students that are not currently available to World Campus students, due to the fact that they already spent all the money and did everything to introduce those accommodations into the classroom. And it really wouldn't take much of anything to plug everybody into them. So it's an idea, something we're collecting feedback about, and very interested in hearing if anybody else has any feedback on that. And that's the end of my report.
Awesome, thank you. The chair recognizes the technology chair.
Hi, everyone. So we had a busy May. I attended the Canvas Advisory Group meeting on May 20th. They gave an update on the learning tools integration with Canvas and the status of the various tools like Adobe, Cengage, Evolve, and also the status of Kaltura and Zoom. In addition, I had the opportunity to bring up the topic of student communications and ways that we could facilitate conversations between students in the World Campus. The group seemed very open to this, and Jen Keegi, who is the director of the Center for Teaching Excellence, said that she was working with an analyst who created an app that does the very similar type of function to facilitate these connections. And she will be presenting a demo at the next meeting this month. So I will report back on that, and maybe she can do a demo for us as well, I'm hoping. In addition to that, Tech Committee member Matt Hansen attended the World Campus Web Redesign meeting on May 12th and the Mobile Advisory Group meeting on May 24th. And I'm going to pass it over to him to give a briefing on those two.
Thank you. For the Mobile Advisory Committee meeting, this was kind of a kickoff, an introduction for the group. This is the Penn State Go committee group, mostly existing members who had helped kind of launch the app about a year ago, and they've been kind of on a hiatus during this pandemic as they've been busy with other things. So this was sort of a reintroduction, onboarding some new people, and sort of a kickoff of the charge and the purpose of this group. In general, the group it consists of a lot of members from across the university. The representation is very good to see. There's faculty representatives, there's reps from LionPath, alumni, undergraduate admissions, global programs, World Campus, the student governments, as well as the operations team, the team that actually does the day-to-day maintenance and running of the app. And sort of the charge states that this group is tasked with gathering feedback about the app, advising on the purpose, objectives, and strategies of the app, consider suggestions for features, and as well as consider decommissioning older features as they become outdated or stagnant. So this is good to see that this mobile presence continues to be an active thing. And then the second committee meeting that we had was for the World Campus student website redesign. And that was sort of a kickoff meeting for gathering the top tasks and usages of this Penn State student portal. And so if there's any specific feedback that you have, feel free to send that along to us and we can pass it along. But this meeting was really about gathering kind of the top things that people use the Penn State student portal for. And then there'll be a survey that's coming out at some point in the future. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, that's all I have.
All right, are there any questions? Okay, we will proceed to new business. The chair recognizes Madam President.
I gave a lot of my new business during my report, but again, getting full accountability of the assembly is high importance to the executive board and myself. I just emailed all committee chair members and reached out on Teams, inquiring what their numbers are and the names and emails of those members intending to return. I believe I've gotten full accountability from all committee chair members. So I'll be sending out an email to the executive board and the chairs with a breakdown of who is returning in their emails. Again, the initiatives assignments, that's high priority. Sabrina and I are working on getting that presentation made for next month's public General Assembly meeting. Committee chairs, if you have any recommendations on what you'd like to see during that presentation, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Ariel, or Sabrina. But essentially, it's just going to be all the initiatives that were kind of passed on from second assembly to us, and then new initiatives that we've kind of noticed over the past 2 months we want to take on. I think the entire assembly understands the importance of the website and the SharePoint being created for the upcoming fall semester. If we can get that done in time and get that email out, then we're going to see I think, huge increase in numbers and people interested, and then the success of our assembly and what we can get done before turnover next year. I'm sorry, the end of this year. And then Sabrina, you'll talk about the directory, but yeah, that's all I have for new business.
Awesome. Chair recognizes Madam Secretary.
So, I mean, pretty much what Mona said. Our high priority is the initiatives list for next month. It is talking to JJ Murphy and seeing who all wants to do the SharePoint and finding a meeting time. So like I said, I will get that email out tonight. Please, please, please just take the minute and take the survey so we can know who can join and what's the best time for everyone. Besides that, the website, exclamation points on that. I think everyone has said that enough, and that's all what I have.
Thank you. We will proceed to old business. The chair recognizes, oh, Madam Vice President is on my list, but she's not here. Madam President.
All right, so old business. We have no resolutions that we've gotten done within the past month because we just started third assembly. And to be honest with you all, I was told that not every assembly meets in the summer. So the fact that we're even continuing to meet and establish rapport with each other and getting that camaraderie down and that flow, we're just ahead of the game. But I don't have any old business because we have no resolutions passed.
All right, we'll proceed to an open forum. Is there anything anyone would like to discuss at this time?
I can't think of anything specifically except for just Jennifer had asked about if she needed to send in information for anybody. And that's something that I would like to know too. You know, if somebody comes to us and they have not gone through that official process of saying, hey, I want to join a committee through the twice yearly things we usually send out. Do we have to send, say, for instance, their email address, name, and all that other stuff to make sure that, like, is there a vetting process? Do people have to be approved? Do they have to be with the university for a certain amount of time, et cetera? Is there any rules for committee members and those type of things? So some specifics on that might not be right now, but some specifics on that would be really helpful. So we know, and like also just making sure that that's okay. Because I know they tried to, we tried to do it just during those 2 yearly times, like recruiting times, but you know, sometimes people join and they're like, hey, you know, I've been talking to you. I really want to, you know, join your committee. So, you know, when those type of things come up, how should we proceed?
Thank you, Rachel.
No problem.
I am certain that that's included in our bylaws in terms of what, like, I guess, how much time you have left in the university and at what point of the year can you join. I'm gonna say just off the top of my head, don't turn people away if they're interested. I would say if you do have interested members, please email Sabrina, myself, or Ariel with their name, email, and then if you could inquire how many semesters they have left with the university or their projected graduation date, either or both. If you could send that information in, and we'll get into the bylaws immediately to find out what the requirements are, since people are wanting to join out of those 2 recruitment times, but I don't think that we should be turning people away if they happen to discover student government outside of those timeframes. So yeah, I would say that give them a yes, like, welcome to student government, welcome to this committee, here's what we're doing. And then I'd rather ask for forgiveness on this one than ask for permission, because I don't want to exclude people from this experience.
Okay, sounds good.
I also have a question. When is the next World Campus student government newsletter going out? Because that might be a good opportunity to promote the committees and maybe get more interest from people.
You're talking about the email that goes out to all of World Campus student body from student government?
Yeah.
Okay. So the goal is the first 4 weeks of fall semester, but we want to send out a fall and spring email during this assembly's time. So the first email should go out in fall.
Oh,
so August timeframe, August-September timeframe.
Madam President, just to clarify what I think she was asking, that will include information on the committees and joining them, correct?
That's up to the committee chairs. I definitely want to get with you guys in the next workshop before the email goes out and gauge what you guys want on the email.
I believe that's what Carmina was asking, is when the email goes out that has information about these chairs.
Not the student body email?
No, I think she meant the one that goes out that tells everybody how to join different committees.
I'm not sure. Do we have any returning members that know the answer to that question?
Well, I thought there was one that we had the ability to send a email blast. Is it once a semester or twice a semester, or how often? I forget. It's not very often.
I think it's once a semester.
It's once a semester, yeah. Kyle. Okay. So
yeah,
then
once summer, or I'm sorry.
Summer? Is
fall
there,
and spring, no summer
just
email.
One for fall and one for spring. Oh, okay. So, well.
Now I believe, just to interject, and I apologize, I'm cutting you off here. I believe that is specifically from us. Is that correct? Where we have no other information in there. In addition, from what I've gathered speaking to Julie, they're interested in having content for their World Campus email blasts as well. And those, I believe, go out monthly. So that may also be something that we'd want to ask about, maybe even having a small blurb at the bottom of every single one, since it's World Campus and it's student government. We may be able to hit those monthly. So that's also something. I don't know if she sends those out over the summer. I'm going to say no. I know Chris was the one who was assembling those things, and he is likely no longer going to be the TA that's helping student affairs. So Julie would be the one to talk to about that. And I guess I'm assuming everybody would want kind of like we want to do unified kind of thing where we know more about what we're planning on doing before we ask her. But in addition to those two, which are independent and only our information, definitely consider the World Campus monthly email as well.
That's a great outlet. If we want to take action on that before the next public general assembly, I think we should have a committee member or chair kind of head that email up to Julie. Rachel, you know the most about it. Do you mind connecting with her on that, or if any other committee chair has extreme interest?
Sure, I can do it. I was going to say, since I'm student affairs chair and I also talk to Julie a lot, I can head that up.
Okay, sweet. If you get any information on her needing to gather like I guess a message from us, we can get that routed through Sabrina and I guess pass that nomenclature to Mary just to get Dr. Adams' approval on it as well.
Okay, sounds good. Sabrina, expect to get an email from me probably Saturday.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Thank you, Rachel.
No problem.
All right, are there any final comments for the good of the order?
I just want to say thank you to all those who came out to the assembly tonight. I know it's summertime, it's late, so I really appreciate everyone that is here tonight and speaking with us.
Okay, with that, I move to adjourn the meeting. Can I get a second?
I
Second.
second.
Awesome. The meeting as a World Campus Student Government Association is adjourned at 8:51 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Good to see you guys. Talk to you
Thanks,
later.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.